To check the sound. Okay. That's strange. Hey guys, can you hear me okay? Trying to see. Let me see. Test speaker. Check. Hey guys, just testing this out, seeing if you can hear me okay. Alright, cool. I'm gonna, let's see, mute this part. Hope everybody's doing okay. Just gonna turn my volume down, there we go. Good afternoon, everyone, wherever everyone is, or good morning for some of you probably. While we're waiting on everybody, we can look at some stuff. If anybody has anything they want me to look at. Ellen, I did see that. That came right directly to me. And I have this. So a quick question since we last talked. Let me share my screen really quick. Are you currently selling this? Okay, and what's your price point? Yeah, that's not a bad price at all. Okay, and then in your emails itself, do you have any of those that I could see? Yeah, if you want to look and see, like you could forward it to me or something. But basically, my whole question about the emails is like, when you wrote the emails, was it basically like describing the offer, like what they get, or was it more just like straight benefit, like you're gonna feel awesome and your marriage is gonna change, and like how much of it was like actual um, description of like the module type stuff? Gotcha. Right. Yeah, I mean it's never a perfect. I mean, every time you do it, you'll probably learn to discover something new. Um, uh, but I think the good news is people are buying it. You know, number one. Number two is you're deploying a ton of different things to get them engaged, which is also awesome. And then in your webinar, since I think it does for the higher price point, like a 497 or a 997, webinars work for anything under and up to about 2 grand. You know, you can sell something, you know, pretty effectively without talking to somebody on the phone. Obviously, your sales go up if you do talk to people on the phone, but you know that's a whole nother conversation. But at the end of the day, it's like you have this asset. Let's see if we can look at it real quick. And there's a couple things that I would change right away. Number one is I would basically, you know what? I think I can write on this stuff too. Yes, we'll try. We'll try this. Weird. It could be like, is it like full screen? Maybe you could like make it not full screen or something. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Zoom. Uh, so okay, this is being recorded by myself, and let me make sure that it's actually being recorded on here. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would make sure that I think this is fine. I don't think you need this. So you don't need this right away. You can get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, basically, you want to be. If there is a photo, I would make it a view. So, and I think bullet points that right here are fine. You know, I would have like maybe 2 or 3, and then basically, I would have the instead of having this right here, I would just have the salutation. So I would only have a couple bullet points. Yeah, because basically it's got to be from someone, or you know, from someone's point of view. I think it is actually from you, if I remember correctly. Let me just get rid of this. Yeah, sorry. Let me. Yeah, so basically, because basically they're gonna, number one, people skim, right? So, you know, and I've written hundreds of these, but basically, you want to get them into the letter as quickly as possible. So what I mean by that is, let me hold on a second. There we go. That's pretty cool. Okay, enough of that. So I would have, you know, 2 or 3 bullets of curiosity based, which it looks like you are. You have like 7 here. I would pick your most powerful 3 and just say, let's see, ladies, have you ever laid awake at night wondering what would it take for him to get what I really need in bed without bruising his fragile ego? This is pretty good. I would just say, so I would get rid of this because basically, like, you don't want it to basically look like it's a sales letter. You know, we basically want to get into a normal looking letter as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to do right here, and if any of my advice is confusing or contrary to what you think or whatever, there's a reason why I'm telling you it, which I'll get to it in just a second. Yeah, so you're like, what the heck? This is a sales letter. So it basically depends on, and this is also why surveying works really well. You know, if you have even a customer list of, you know, more than 500 people, it would be worth it to maybe put into place some type of ask, you know, campaign or survey campaign that basically says, what's your biggest problem, you know, with intimacy with your husband, you know, and get a couple of these and let them kind of go on and say, hey, I want you to be as specific as possible. I only have one question for you, and then really get the language that they're leaving you. So you'll get a lot of long responses, which is what you want, because they'll start to use language that you can take and put into the copy. Oh, cool. Um, yeah, yeah, and that's cool. So basically, yeah, I think that's just the untapped gold mine, you know, of people. Especially if you just say, "Hey, I have one question for you," and then you put in it could even be, "Hey, respond to this email and tell me like your most burning problem with with intimacy or whatever and be as specific as possible in your answer. So I would do something like that just to get a little more information. But I would just say something like this, like, dear friend, if you've ever wanted to XYZ, then this will be the most important letter you read all year long. Here's why. Right? So this just kind of gets them into the copy. Um, uh, no, I would put it like, let me get this right here. I'll just format it real quick, and then, all right, so we're getting here. And you can see my screen, right? Okay. All right, so, big promise goes here. This is so much easier when you just use, oh, you don't? Okay. Okay. Weird that you don't see. Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing wrong. Just one second. Sorry, guys. I'm still coming to grips with this, this guy here. Yeah, I know. Let me share my screen. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go back in here and choose another. All right, here we go. You should see this. So you see a Word document. All right, good. Yeah, this is a little. It's a lot easier to write the copy if you just sort of do one thing at a time. So big promise goes here, right? We don't have to worry about it right now. So this part we're just bulleting. We're bulleting. A little trick I do is I bold every other bullet. That just keeps them see, basically what we're doing is this does not look like work to read. So if it's like this, then oh wow, like that's a lot of stuff. So that's why we kind of chunk things up. Okay, so big promise goes here. Let's see. This works fine. Okay, so then right here is where I would have the from the desk of you, and then wherever you live, and you could say, and then your photo would go here. So I think your photo is in here. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Let's make it smaller. And there we go. Okay, so this would be just the way I would have it designed. Okay, so so that would be you, dear friend. If you've ever wanted to, and then just XYZ, so whatever that would be, big benefit. Yeah. Okay. Just like you. if you desire to connect with connects. So then to chunk it up, I would basically use something like this. Sounds like someone's using, let's see, let me see if I can mute somebody. A hairspray? I don't know what that is. Manage temperature. Let's see. I don't know who that is. Is someone spraying something? I'm trying to mute. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's okay. All right. All right, here we go. I figured it out. Yeah, you don't have to have color. I mean, you can. I wouldn't use a ton of color. You know, it's not like a circus, but basically, you know, it works because, you know, of the subject matter. So Big Promise goes here. Yeah, that's the headline. And you also have a subhead. So basically, I mean, the whole goal to take a lot of the headline writing mystique, you know, from you guys and to have a perfect headline or whatever. The goal of the headline, and the only goal, is to get them to read the first sentence of the copy. That's all you have to do. So, you know, no headline is perfect. You know, in a little bit, we'll go through some actual headline examples so you guys can kind of see how to get more of your emails opened. It's a little trick on how to use some of the world's best media publishers to skyrocket your email open rates. And we've done that training with Bond Halbert, who's the son of Gary Halbert. But basically, the whole goal is to get them to read the first sentence of the copy. So you could have and this works for any kind of letter or any kind of offer you're making. So, you know, big promise, and then you could, and that's fine, you know. So this right here is a, and if you are doing a question, I would, you know, so you could say something like this. And we're gonna just format this. Attention, women in committed relationships. And we could kind of have this be smaller. Have you ever wondered what it would take for your partner to get what you really need in bed without bruising his fragile ego? So this would be sort of how I would format it, and you know, font choices and stuff is sort of up to you, but you know, we usually use like Times New Roman or Helvetica just to be simple. And then if you had a sub headline, you know, like so basically this could be a continuation of the actual headline. Yeah. So we could maybe use a ellipses. This works even if, you know, and this actually gets them into the copy. So this works even if you're too embarrassed or even ashamed to ask for exactly what you deeply want and need. I would, that let's see. This works for women who are better at talking to their, okay. And then this works even if you have tried to, let's see, but are too afraid to, let's see, but are too afraid, but you're afraid of hurting him by being too honest, and that he won't get it at all. Okay, so now we're into the letter. Yeah, I mean, you could say, yeah, exactly. You could say this system, or this step-by-step blueprint works even if so, and then we use kind of this continuation thing. This works even if you're too embarrassed or even ashamed to ask for exactly what you deeply want and need. Deeply want. You could even say deeply desire or crave, and this works for women who are better at talking to their girlfriends, and this works even if you try to delicately convey whatever. So, dear friend, if you've ever wanted to experience huge benefit, or stop something bad, or stop a bad thing from happening, then this will be the most important letter you read all year long. Here's why. You introduce yourself. We're going to move this up here. Yeah. Okay. It's a little long and kind of campy, but it just reminds me of I Dream of Jeannie, that's all. But whatever you want. The name is sure. I mean, oh yeah, I mean, that stuff is just not even, let's see. Okay, so we just made a big claim. So anytime you make a big claim, such as for nearly 25 years, I've been helping people get results. Yeah, I mean, because basically the whole idea is just, we want to put the emphasis on electrifying, and then even for their entire lives, right? Right. Okay, let's see. and it works, and it gets, the system gets results without feeling like you're reading an issue of cognitive. All right, so then we just made a big claim, right? We said that it would do all this stuff. So then we address the big doubt in their mind. That's a big claim, I know, you know. But I feel very comfortable making it. Here's why. Okay, so then we go into the big problem that they're having, right? So basically, we know they're having a intimacy problem. But now what we want to do is we want to rub salt in that wound. And this is sort of why, this is kind of how that survey data, or even just the bullets above, will help you. So let's see, we can go down here and say, here's why, here's the big intimacy issue with couples just like you, or couples just like yours. In all my years of coaching and consulting, there remains a giant stumbling block to intimacy with people who desire more than they're currently getting from their partners. Just 1 second, I gotta sneeze. Okay. And this is just me thinking out loud, but basically, you basically want to say, hey, I've been doing this a long time. People don't know how to, people are scared to death of choosing between having their needs met and their desires satisfied, and worrying that they will hurt their partner. So you could say people are paralyzed by worry and fear when it comes to getting their deepest desires and fears met. And that's 100% normal, because up until now, no one has given you a step-by-step roadmap to successful results. So you're basically saying, like, you know, there's a big problem, and hey, you know, and I was just like you at one point in my romantic journey. Here's what happened. So then they're getting deeper and deeper into the letter or the offer. Suffered in silence for years. This is good. More on the solution in a minute. So basically, like we've said, hey, there's a big problem. I suffered in silence. So you said, thankfully, it's no longer a problem. They're going to wonder what you did to stop suffering from this. So that's why we say something like more on that solution in a minute. I've learned a lot since I got my master's degree in East-West psychology and began helping people like you enjoy deep feeling sex and intimacy. So I've created a 5-part program. And in my studies, I wanted to create something which helped people get fast results. So from what I'm seeing right here, you don't have a breakthrough moment. And what I mean by that is you sort of and that's fine. So what I would recommend here is I would kind of put in this part something that basically says, I was suffering in silence, and then kind of go on for a couple more paragraphs about what that was like. What did you feel? What did you fear? What did you, like feel, fear, doubt, yeah, and so you could basically say, like, not only was I suffering in silence, but things got so bad, between communication with my partner and I, that we actually separated and are no longer together. And this happened over a period of, several years, but the moral of the story is, yeah, and I was determined that no one else should go through this, and that's why I read, actually went back and got my degree, and I read all this stuff, and I read all the books and magazines, and I discovered solutions and shortcuts which enabled me to have the relationship I have now. Right? So this part of it needs to go through, so you kind of need that story of vulnerability, and then the determination to not settle for that type of result. So you need to kind of say that. You need to say, hey, this is what happened in 3 or 4 paragraphs, and then say, but it's not all bad news. In fact, it turned out wonderfully for me, and it can be that way for you too. So I would say something like, I was suffering in silence. You put the vulnerability right here. And you say something like, here's what happened. Story of woe and suffering. Okay. Thankfully, that wasn't the end of my, you say something like, however, things turned yeah, it should be. If not, I'll give you this document. Yeah, so basically, just one second. Mute Haley. All right. Nope, don't see that. Yeah, I muted them. Okay, so all right, so you're gonna have to go back and kind of finesse this, but basically, however, things turned out wonderfully once I figured out the solution. And basically, like, here's the deal. Like, I didn't want anyone to go through what I went through, so I went back to school. I got my master's degree, and studied all of the books and shortcuts so I could help people like you enjoy deeply fulfilling sex and intimacy, the kind that I wanted but never had access to until I put in a few shortcuts. That's why, and if you've been wondering how you can get the same results that I've gotten, I've created a 5-step program for you called whatever. Okay. So, but until that vulnerability is in there, you're just not going to connect in the way that you want, I don't think. Because basically right now you just kind of glossed over that kind of story of vulnerability and said, oh, I've got this awesome solution, So that sort of works, but I think if you had more of a story of suffering, yours or someone else's, that it would work. Let me look at the page. I think either or. I mean, I think no. You could have, I think at the end of the letter. I mean, obviously, you kind of go through here. Let's see. Just one second. That's why I've created a 5-step program for you called Intimate Communication. Let's see. Satisfy your deepest desires. Okay. So then you're going to go through, I've broken all of my shortcuts and tips down into bite-sized trainings so you don't get overwhelmed. Well, that's what I would do anyway. Okay, so, and then I would just say, instead of having something like this, like, let's see, you basically want to do, and I'm going to move the screen sharing here. You basically want to have a, instead of saying like, I can see what's possible for you and your partner probably better than you can, that's sort of like an empty phrase. I would probably just get right into the modules, okay, or what they get, right? Yeah. I would keep that in. Yeah, I would keep that in. I think this photo is good. This one is a little strange. It looks like this woman is like attacking the man, so I might. Oh yeah, that works. I would just find maybe a better photo. That's hilarious. Okay, so. I would say, let me switch back to this, sorry, switch back to the other page. It's not letting me easily switch to the, yeah, here we go. All right, so, I'm going to make this smaller again. So these are your benefits, which are, I think these I would maybe, you can also, here's exactly what inside, what we'll do for you fast. Okay, we're gonna, okay. And if it's like a 28-day program, I don't know how long it is. Okay, so that's like 35 days. Okay, 35 days or less. So we just make it as specific as we can. So don't get overwhelmed. So don't get tired or overwhelmed. I can't spell and type. All right, you got it. So in fact, here's just a taste of the benefits you'll receive when you sign up for the program. Okay, you could even hyperlink that if you want to the order page. You'll discover how to express what you want and need sexually. If you can make these as specific, like, so if you could say something like 5 ways to have more open-hearted intimacy inside and outside the bedroom, that stuff works really well. In fact, I would actually look at the Cosmo covers. Go to Google search. Yeah, they are. They're really good for that stuff. 5 ways, 7 ways, what you never knew about what you never knew about how his mind works and how to, turn him into your love slave, whatever. All that stuff is great for bullets. But I would just say, like, you'll discover how. You'll see, the easy process of enjoying more intimate-hearted intimacy. You'll be able to feel deeply understood and accepted. You'll even experience your passion and pleasure. You'll even experience the sensation of your passion and pleasure expanding as you evolve in a new sexual repertoire. You will, I would say, like, and best of all, you'll have fun again. They make it fun. Let's not turn this into work. And you'll quickly forge a deeper partnership with your mate, which supports all areas of your relationship and your life together that you want. So that is the bullet portion. So I would just bold every other bullet. And then sort of here's, everything is broken down into modules. And then I would go on with the modules that you had. So for time's sake, this is what we got. But yeah, I mean, everything comes down to that Leo Burnett or also John Carlton. It's like, here's what I've got. Here's what it will do for you, and here's how to get it. That's basically what's on this page, and so that here's who I am. Here's what I've got. Big problem. The big problem. Still in the big problem phase. And then here's what I've got, this thing, intimate communication. Here's what it'll do for you, we covered that part. And then, so then everything is broken down into modules. We go through the modules. And then, if this sounds like a good idea, here's what to do next, and then, you put in the price, you justify the price. Like programs just like this cost 5 times as much, but because you're committed to your relationship, here's what I'm willing to do for you, and you give them a good deal or something like that, and then you wrap it all in a guarantee. If for any reason or no reason at all you aren't 100% satisfied and delighted with your results, I insist that you send me a notice, and I will promptly and courteously give you a 100% money back refund, no questions asked. So that type of language works well. But yeah, the whole thing. I mean, people think that when they give guarantees that people are going to freak out and tons of people are going to refund. that really doesn't happen, you know, unless your product is just, you know, subpar or something. Yeah, 30 to 90 days, you know, 30, 90 days, even 365, you know, like the more, you know, so I would use language like, you know, you're 100% protected, you know, here's the deal. I would just, so future pace, take everything for a test drive, all XYZ modules. I want you to experience all the benefits, pleasure, and performance enhancing tutorials that come with these trainings. That said, if for any reason or no reason at all you aren't 100% delighted with your results, simply let me know in XYZ time. You know, I'll rush you a prompt and courteous refund, and we'll part as friends. You know, and if you have bonuses that you want to attach, like if there's a section with a bonus, then you could say, and you can keep all the bonuses with my compliments. You know, if it's something, right. Yeah, or up to a profit for this refund, and you can, I mean, you can tell them that it's not, you know. So if you start to get like a, which I don't think will happen because these people, it's a relationship product. It's not like a make money product. So if you're not going to get a bunch of people that just order and then automatically refund. You know, you can keep everything with my highest compliments. You know, so this is how you reverse risk. You know, and 99% of the people will never take you up on this. But this is for the 1% of people that are worried or fearful. Yeah, men needed a step-by-step roadmap. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then this would be the part where you ask for the money. So yeah, so hopefully this helps, and you know, I think this is quite good. Yeah, and then you could turn this into a video sales letter if you want, you know. So yeah, my pleasure. Let's see, I'm gonna save this and save this into a, do you have Word? All right, we'll just call it love letter Word doc, and let's see, export to Word. And it might look a little different since this is Pages, but you know, you'll have this video and all that jazz. All right, cool. Let me see what other people have. Yeah, I'll pop it back to you. Yeah, they are. They really are. No problem. Thank you. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. I see there is chat or stuff in the chat. Let's see. 1 second. Trying to do two things at once here. Get this back to you. Boom. enjoy. Let's see. Love letter, Word document. Boom. There we go. Awesome. Let me pause the sharing. Let's see. Demir, you had a question? Sure. Yeah, or you can just paste it in the chat. Okay, is this John? Craig. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, let me look at Craig's real quick, and then. Okay, cool. Let's see. All right, Craig. Here we are. We're gonna share my screen. Okay, so this is like an exit pop? Okay, awesome. Okay. I would maybe lose this part. I don't think you need it, and I would just go with this right here. So, and I'm not like an HTML person, but it just makes, you know, it's like all your stuff is below the fold. So let's just take off the top and then have the countdown timer here with the you know, with the start of the letter. Just because it gets them into the copy faster. Okay, let's see. And what's your price point? It is like a modulated course. Oh, cool. Okay, real quickly, what I'll do is I will, I'm going to reformat this a little bit. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's par for the course. You know, it's usually you know, it takes like 500, 600 people to make a sale, something like that. Let's see. Okay. Oh, cool. Can you see this document? Okay. Yeah, and I would even maybe test something like, you know, I would maybe even test a headline like, you know, if you can count, if you can count to 4, you can, oh, whoops, you'll So this is just like, oh, I can count to 4. You know, so you said 4-step race formula. So, you know, I would maybe test that headline. Let's see if you're ready. And you could even, Times is fine, you know. You mean the font? Yeah, it's fine. I just kind of do that automatically. But you know, you can use Helvetica. You can use, you know, one that I like a lot that nobody has is Lucinda Fax. I like that a lot. I just like how it looks. But you know, yeah, Times New Roman, Helvetica, Georgia. You know, Georgia is also good. You know, your so dramatically improve your golf game fast. You know, you can say, dear friend. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, anything that kind of snaps them out of their, have you ever wondered if there is a faster way to improving your golf score than working with a trainer, right? I mean, if you look at stuff that John Carlton has written, who did, you know, the you know, the one-legged golfer and stuff that was like 30 words, you know, it's like multiple. So there's no hard and fast rule. So like something like Carlton would do for the golf niche could be something like this. I mean, it would be huge, which might. You know, this might not be a bad thing, you know, so, but at the same time, it's like, you know, 7 to 17 words, you know, there's no, I mean, I wish I could give you like a concrete answer. There's really not one. You know, you could even say, you know, so you could even, and if they, you know, back 9 players, you know, so the more specific you can get, it could be better, you know, people who, you know, people who lie about their score, you know, like, so, you know, I don't know, but so basically, you know, yeah. So you could even just say like stuck, you know, and you could even make this like, so this could be a big pattern interrupt type of thing, stuck, you know, and that grabs their attention. I would maybe make this different type. So yeah, stuck. Have you ever wondered, you know, have you ever wondered if there's a faster way to improving your golf score than working with a trainer? Working with, yeah, then taking lessons. So then, I'll change this too. Okay, so now we're getting into the copy. You know, everyone's asking themselves this question. You know, dear friend, If you've wanted to get fast results without paying through the nose for a high-priced trainer, and this is the I just like that Gary Halbert if-then opening. If you've wanted to XYZ, then this will be the most important message you read all year or all month or whatever. If you ever wanted to, get XYZ benefits without something negative, come on. Here's why. We've recently discovered a new way for regular golfers just like you to get XYZ without negative thing. So that could be, to get 30 or 10 points off your score or off without forking over $300 a month for a trainer. Here's how it works. Instead of having to do let's see. Okay, yeah, this is where it would go. You could say I wouldn't have believed it myself until I started work over and over with my own score and my client's score. Here's what happened and how it benefits you. The other day I was blah, 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 blah. And then something amazing happened. Then I was determined to tell all my golfing buddies. They were skeptical, like a few hung up on me, but I persevered. And now this sudden breakthrough is available to you if you want it, and then you would go into, what they get. Let's see, systematic advanced mental toughness. I would really dumb down this race formula thing. So, oh, they have. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. So yeah, I would use something like that. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would say after you describe like what they get, um, oh, okay. Um, but you get kind of the gist. And I would say like normally this would cost X, Y, Z, but for the first, however, I'm willing to waive this fee for the first 25 people who get involved in this program. If you were to pay me for this one-on-one time, it would cost listen, this is no small offer. In fact, if you wanted to train with me personally, it would cost XYZ. But if you're one of the first 25 people, I'm going to actually include this inside of the membership, your membership area. But again, I'm only doing this for the first 25 action takers, since my time is limited, and I want to really help you get fast results. Okay. Well, one of them is comparing what they've already spent. So they spent $1,000 or $3,000 on golf clubs. They spent $5,000 every 2 months on playing golf. They've spent. I mean, they're spending tons of cash. They're not seeing results, right? So you could just say something like, "Are you sick and tired of not seeing results? If so, you owe it to yourself to not only invest in, training which can get you fast results, but training which is going to deliver something that magazines and golf instruction videos cannot, and that is personalized feedback on what you're doing wrong and how to fix it fast. So basically, like, instead of just giving you some like canned stuff, which is like, hey, so and so write an article about how to overcome this handicap or whatever, you're getting detailed step-by-step instructions which go much more in depth than a magazine or even a private coach can. And here's why: because private coaches, their time is limited. They only have like an hour with you on the tee, and then they don't ever hear from you again. So they're not invested in you in the long term. And magazines just give you the same article and over again, So if you want fast results, which you can actually, take to the bank and start seeing improvement on the green, then, here's what you should do. You should book, this, you should take this course. And then, you basically, it needs to be results oriented. So if you have testimonials, put those in there. But basically, I would demonize the common objections. It's too expensive. Like, really? Like, you spent the last 5 years and $20,000, and look where it's gotten you. All I'm asking you to invest is a paltry $500. So it's like if you're not serious about your improvement, then keep doing what you're doing. I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. And so I would use sort of a crossroads clause. Say, here's the deal. You have two options. Option number one is to go it alone and continue doing what you're doing. Take my advice and expertise from this page and the training you've received thus far in these videos, and try to do it all yourself. That is 100% your choice and prerogative. However, if you need fast results and are tired of going it alone and want step-by-step instructions that actually get you easier scores for the lifelong of your game, which will actually have you looking better and scoring better than your buddies, then you owe it to yourself to work with me one-on-one and invest in this program. So I'd give them the choice. I would say, look, you're at a crossroads, and that's sort of at the end of the copy. Like, after you quote the price, after you quote the guarantee, you could say something like, look, you're at a crossroads decision. You have two choices to make. Choice number one, and this goes on for 2 or 3 paragraphs, choose to go it alone, take the advice and expertise you've gotten from these videos and make your own way to try to lower your scores. Chances are you've tried to do that already, but if you want to continue spending thousands of dollars to get the same results you already have, be my guest. I wish you the best of luck. Choice number two, choose to work with me and my team personally to get you fast results, just like you've seen in these videos. Blah, blah, blah. That is done with like a email, like good news, like in all caps, and basically be like, look, some of you guys have been asking for, while orders are rolling in steadily and strongly, I did want to make this an absolute no-brainer decision for you. That's why I'm now rolling out, and you can make the payment plans. So if the regular cost is $500, then you can make it like 3 payments of like $197. So you're actually going to get a little bit, you're actually going to get a little bit more money because you're giving them the chance to do the payment plan. Let me take away all the risk. That could also be a subject line. Allow me to do this favor for you, and then say like, hey, it's my pleasure to do this favor for you. Our orders are coming in strong, but now I want to make the deal even sweeter. If you've been on the fence about joining, and if you're afraid of, or if you're concerned about just dropping $500 at one time, I understand. That's why I'm opening up this payment plan. However, it's only good for the next 24 hours. In fact, if you also act now, I'm also just throwing in some kind of bonus, and then you put like a countdown timer on the page, and but then like once the 48 hours are up or whatever, then it's gone. Like it's really gone. And then basically you can also say at the end of the launch, I would email like 3 times. So in the morning, in the afternoon, and then like, in the evening, and then right when the car closes, I would say like, okay, so like email 1 is, let me see, I think you can still see my page, right? Email number 1 would be, so like whatever the offer, whatever the copy is to get them to go see the page, right? So then we're in like day 3, so like email 3, we are, this is crazy. Okay, yeah, so I would say something like, hey, Bob, I've done it. I finally, come to the solution that, the more I can help you, the better for both of us. So here's the deal. people are already enrolling in the amazing golf 2.9.biz program, and they're seeing fast results. However, if you've been on the fence for any reason, I want to completely take away all risk for you, and that's why for the until the cart closes on Tuesday, I'm opening up this amazing new bonus for you. Here's what it does, and then if you've wanted to XYZ, then this is for you. I would have 3 or 4 bullet points, which 5 new ways to get 3. You just bullet point out the benefits, and then be like, hey, on its own, you'd have to pay 3 payments of 97, but I'm including it with my compliments when you enroll in the golf program today. Click here to join. Again, this $300 bonus is only available for the next 48 hours, and then it's gone forever. And then you could also say something like in the subject line of like, let me give you a $300 check, or let me give you a $500 check, and then kind of say, hey, this is almost like me giving you a check, worth actual money. So that's sort of how I do it. And then so in the emails after that next bonus is done, for as far as the offer goes, what we did with like Frank Kern and some other people is the majority of the copy was the same. Basically we just I think we stacked a couple bonuses. So every day, so if there were 2 bonuses, then day 1 they would get a bonus if they didn't buy, and then we would recap the offer for them and tell them to go to the order form. If they still didn't buy on day 2 or day 3, we would add another bonus and then a countdown. So like, hey, all these bonuses and everything else is going away in 48 hours or 24 hours. And then like, and then in the last day we would email them like 3 or 4 times, like, hey, you have 5 hours left or 2 hours left or 30 minutes left. And, so you'll get the majority of the sales will actually come in on the last day. It's weird. Okay, so that would go to all the non-buyers, of course, and then basically said, I would just say, do you still want XYZ? So the subject line would be name, do you still want to, whatever the result is, shoot 5, shoot 200 or shoot par, or whatever the result. Yeah. Do you still want some sexy result? And so so they'll open the email and say like, hey Bob, I understand that you thank you so much. I want to say thank you so much for watching all the training videos and sticking with us as we help hundreds and thousands of golfers just like you achieve XYZ results in minimum time. I noticed you didn't take us up on the latest training, which is totally fine. If the investment was an issue, I have something very, very exclusive for you, which I'll only be offering for the next 24 hours. And that is, XYZ. The only difference is, to be fair for everyone else, we've taken out the personal one-on-one coaching, but the information is just as effective and valuable, and you could probably even get started faster than if you had to, wait for us to schedule time with you one-on-one, No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, because what is it, $297? Yeah, you could do like 2 or 3 payments of 97. Yeah, I would just say here's how it works. We've split everything up, so all it is 2 easy payments of 97 or 197 or whatever the price is. Your card will build once and then again for the next 60 days. So yeah, that's what I would do. Or you could say like great news, or but I would also use that like 9-word, like, do you still want XYZ? You know, do you still want to lower your score? And they open it up, or you could even do the 9-word email, say like, hey, Bob, so you say Bob question mark, right? So that's all it is. It says Bob question mark. They open it. It says, do you still want to lower your score by 5 to 10 points? Write me back and let me know. And all the people that write you back, you send them this pitch. Yep, because you'll get a ton of responses that way. And that works really well for like Dean Jackson. Like he sells, like, do you still want a home in Fort Lauderdale on the water? And so it's like first name, question mark. And then they open the email and it's like, hey, Bob, do you still want, a luxury yacht? Like for less than others have paid? Write me back and let me know. Like I'll get your reply. And then you'll start to, it's the craziest thing. You'll start to see actual replies. And then the people who reply the first time, you send them this offer. And then the people that don't reply to that email, you send them the regular, the next email. That's something I would try. So basically, yeah. So basically, it says something like, subject. Nope. Yeah, so this kind of re-engages them because they've just been through a big launch, So this sort of like resets their frame. Hey Bob, do you still want a killer score without the hassle others have had? Write me back and let me know. I'll get your response. And then Craig. And then if they say like, hey, yeah, that would be cool. And then you say like, awesome, here's the deal, and then you just paste in the email. The same one you're sending to everybody else. You would just need to like sub, and you can reframe this in any way, but basically be like, for the people that don't respond to this, I would just email them like, good news, urgent, please open. And then you would kind of go into the original email. But this 9-word email works really well. It's hilarious. And he even does, this, and so my list, I have about 900 people on my list, and I wasn't really getting a response. And so I emailed them like this 9-word email, and a lot of them responded, like they actually like physically responded to it. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. So yeah, this one right here, if you see my screen, 9-word email that revives dead leads. Let's see if they have an example in here. Are you still looking for a house in Georgetown? So you can use that as the subject line. A lot of times like the name. This one from I Love Marketing is when they actually interviewed Dean Jackson. Let's see. And this is all about the 9-word email, I think. So yeah, if you just type in Dean Jackson 9-word email, this one, email mastery. Let's see. The 9-word email ideas and crafting an effective subject line. So yeah, I think he runs that article in like some magazine. I can't remember if it was Success or Entrepreneur or whatever, but he runs the this lead campaign, and it's all about the 9-word email that gets more sales. Let's see. Oh, this is that one they did. Anyway, it's somewhere in here. So here we go. Success mag is success.com. So I think it is the 9-word email. Dean Jackson. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, they're asking me to do this. But basically, yeah, 9-word email works really well. And let's see. Who else? Yeah, thank you. Almost called you Bob. Thank you, Craig. All right, let's see. And then we're going to go to John, and then we're going to go to Demir. I have not forgotten about you, dude. So, yes. Is this John? Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, let's look at this real quick. Okay. I'm just gonna mute you real quick. Okay, so, and I just muted you really quick. What I would do, so strengthen your willpower, that sounds like work to me. So what I would do, we're gonna look at the, all right. I'm just looking here. Let's see. All right, so Newsmax is a real conservative type, like Huffington Post, but over here they do like a really good, like kind of mini headlines that go to offers. Let's see. So something like this could work well. Is your whatever a ticking time bomb? So I'm just going to go in here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me see here. Share my screen. Here we go. So a couple places I like to go for email subject lines when I'm just totally out of any kind of ideas is let's see. I'm looking at AOL.com, which is a little unknown. So you could say XYZ with a simple trick. Let's see. I'm gonna just so soften butter in a flash with this simple trick. You could say something like, not just increase willpower, but just one second. It's not letting me go back into the browser here. There we go. Just one second. I'm gonna go back to your emails. Come on. There we go. All right. Go back into the emails. Strengthen your willpower. Let's see. A simple willpower technique I want to share with you. You could even say something like, increase willpower in a flash with this simple trick, right? So instead of like strengthen your willpower, which seems like work, you know, I would make it as simple as possible. So I would just say, right here, I also feel out of control, or also felt out of control until I found a simple willpower technique I want to share with you, which takes a lot of the work away. And I would highlight this and make it a link. Because until now I have to go like way down here to see the first link or something like that. I would make this a link. Let's see, I would just say, like, you know, today I want to show you how to, can I edit this? Guess not. Yes. All right, cool. Let's see, okay, John, let's see. So then with these emails, they also seem like they're like, you know, pretty well written. I would maybe though go in and you can go to formatit.com, which is free. I just actually found this today, and enter in a column width and then paste in my text here and hit the submit button. And then that will, that just kind of formats it, and it's a little easier on the eye because it's not all the way to the right and all the way to the left. Obviously you'll have to go in here and make it look a little better, but it's easier to read, you know, than I think what you had there. And I'll show you how it works. So I highlighted this, and then I go over here. Okay, so this is a little different program, but can I get the idea? It looks like it's like double spaced too, which I don't like, but sorry, just my ADD, or my OCD. Okay. Let me go in here, see if I can, I just want to get it so it's not, let's just make it like 14. All right. All right, so I would make this a hyperlink to the website for the video. If it is a video, so I would have this So basically, you kind of see how the text is not like all the way over here on the right. So it's basically just getting them to consume more of the. Let's see, we could do food. I'm just getting the image here for my own whatever. I'm gonna copy the image. Let's see if it lets me paste it in. You must be signed in. All right, so photo goes here, and then I would like hyperlink to the video. Let's see. That would this would be hyperlinked. Maybe you like bullet point this part, so these could be bulleted. Yeah, so hopefully those little changes would help. You could say horrible habits or weird tricks, stops. Something like that, to make it more specific of like actually what they're getting and why you're writing them. I've just made a new video for you. It's short and shows you an awesome new trick for controlling willpower, and it works like gangbusters. So, you don't have to hyperlink this. I would hyperlink this and maybe have a photo. Photo goes right there. So does that make sense? I don't know where you went, John. You still with me? Maybe I muted you. Okay, well, that is how I would do that. So then you see how this goes all the way to the right? So I would use one of those formatting tools to kind of reformat that portion of the email. But yeah, I mean, I would make it's sort of like infotainment, some of these emails. Sorry, I'm trying to highlight this junk. All right, here we go. Format it. And you could say like 55 characters. Doesn't have to be 50, but. Okay, then I want to submit. You could even try this one that says new paragraph detection. Okay. So yeah, see how it formatted it? Pretty cool. Easier to read. It's easier to read than like this one that just goes like way to the right. You see how that requires all this left to right stuff. So those are the little tricks that we like to use. Again, formatit.com. Paste the email in and just say, detect new paragraph detection and submit, and it will do most of the work for you, which is nice. So then with these emails, does it turn off? For years, she struggled to curb the cravings. Let's see. So with these, I would just save the story for after you tell them you made another video for them. So I would just say, I would hyperlink this part, block any cravings that come your way. You could even say, let's see. So I would have the emails looking kind of like this. So you just wrap that longer text. So yeah, anything that kind of goes over that middle line there, wrap. For years, she struggled. Da, 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 da. But yeah, I think these look good. I mean, you know, I think just maybe a little bit more kind of infotainment type things. You know, so you could have photo goes here with the link, and then, yeah, I think that. For years, da, 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 da. So yeah, I would do this right here. You could even say something with this one like struggle versus success. Struggle versus success. Okay, and then put that, I've just made a, so if these are all new videos, then you could say, hey, I've just made a new video. If it's a second or third email to go watch the video, then you could just say, hey, I made this new training for you and notice you hadn't watched it yet. Like inside, you will discover XYZ, you know. And if you've been struggling to have success, then you no longer have to have failure or success. You could have, you know what I'm trying to say. This you could have it. But yeah, I also would wrap these lines. You know, so like something like right here, so it doesn't go all the way over to the other side. Let's see. Oh, cool. The war against your choices. Let's see. Okay, so you could even say traditional advice is wrong, you know. And you could say like, hey, you know, it's John again, and you know, a lot of people have told me that they've tried every diet under the sun, and even the new like Whole30 or something, and they haven't really seen results, and that's why. And it all reminded me about traditional advice and why it's wrong, and then you go into, here's why it's wrong. The solution is easier than you might think. You know, take a look at what I found here. You know, and then they can go watch the video. Let's see. I would just say, so maybe you could even say, shed your cravings and terminate emotional. I would say something like, you know, terminate emotional eating forever. You could even say something like, you know, one of my favorite movies growing up was The Terminator, about this machine that, like, you know, terminated things. And it's like, and then you could even say something like, you know, I almost feel like we've created this type of machine for my clients and customers. In fact, I wanted to tell you about uh, I don't know, Marissa. You know, her willpower was just like yours, but using these step-by-step processes and this machine, quote unquote, she was able to lose 67 pounds, 72 inches, and 16 inches off her waist. The greatest news is you can too. It's all possible with the White Bear Willpower Method training. In fact, you have all the tools you need for a powerful willpower and the ability to get fast results if you choose. You know, but yeah, I think these look good. I also think that you could just something right here like last chance to get in for less. Do you like a but yeah, I think these are good. So hopefully that those little things will punch this up a little bit more, um, and punch up your sales. Cool. All right, man. Hope that helps. Thank you, John. All right, guys. Thank you for being so patient. This webinar is all. It feels like a marathon to me every time I do it, or a sprint, or whatever. It's crazy. All right. I think that Demir, you had one next here. I can. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm actually gonna run to the restroom for like 2 minutes. If you guys give me like 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, cool. Hey guys, sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. Let's see. Okay, Demir, I think that you said that you were going to email me, so share my screen. Yes. Stuff in yellow. I like that. Let's see. Are you guys here? Let me see. Chat with you. Sorry, I'm still getting to the grips with this junk. Okay. Come on. Where'd it go? I'm just looking for the chat window. Doggone it. Chat, there we go. Sorry, it disappeared. Can you guys hear me? Yes, Eric, you can go after. I don't see. Hey, Demir, can you hear me? Oh, he can hear. Okay, you can hear me. I just couldn't hear you. All right, so you want me to look at the stuff in yellow? Let's look at the yellow stuff real quick. Simple brain hack. Cool. Okay, Demir, I'm gonna unmute you. Let's see. Oh, you know what? You know why I couldn't hear you? All right, here we go. I should be able to hear you now. Sorry about that, man. I took off my headphones. I was like, why can't I hear you? What's going on? Yeah. All right, here we go. New share. I'm going to share my Microsoft Word. Okay, how to hack your prospect's brain and turn them into streams of qualified lead. Let's see. Which page do you want me to go to? Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Sure. Cool, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Um, okay. All right, let's see. Gives you more time and have more time to enjoy life. Just gonna unhighlight this. So where did you say you are? You're in India? Bali. Where is that? Indonesia. Nice. Yeah, it sounds nice. I'm sure. Yeah, everybody has like cleaning people in like South Africa, you know, Europe. In America, we don't have that. It's like, no, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So it's just, please come clean my house. uh, hmm It is, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, and I'm sure like Australia is like super expensive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's see, module 3. Yeah, I mean, basically, if they're scanning the copy, you know, like if they're, you know, if they're going like this, then oh sure, yeah. Um, let's see, in module 3. So yeah, I see a lot in. Let me just go. This is. Um, I see a lot in module 1, but I don't see a ton in module 2. So let's just assume that. Mm-hmm. Nice, man. Yeah, so whenever, if you want to email me back when you have stuff for modules 2, I can look at it. I just don't see anything. It says module 2, and then there's like not much here. So maybe it's somewhere else in the letter, but you know. Yeah, so basically like module 3, you're just gonna have. I would bullet point all this stuff out. So you know, you get this and this and this. You know, so awesome thing number 1. Yeah, so let's see. You'll discover the full science of how to create irresistible hook and promise. Okay, so if these are bullets, then all right. I thought these were like module titles. So you'll see the full science of how to create irresistible hooks, and promises. So I would just kind of make these. Yeah, so like you would have a module title, um, and then a couple of things of what they'll learn, uh, and then let's see. So yeah, so these would be bullets. These parts right here. So yeah, this is the part that I would turn into a headline. You know, so like whatever it is, and then yeah, so like this. uh, yeah. Oh, sure. No, yeah, it's stuff gets lost in translation. uh, no, yeah, it's fine. It looks good. All right. So this is how I would format it. I would just say, you know, how to write copy that sells. Okay. In this module, you'll see. All right, so let's see. So I want this, and this is being recorded. So I basically want let's see. All right, so this will be the bullets. And then so this is how I would format, let's see, science of how to create promises. You'll so something, yeah, like you would have to go in and make this true, but you get the idea. Module 3. So yeah, this is how I would format it. Okay. Module 4, how to write copy that sells. Module 5, bullet. So that is how I would format the copy. Right. Yeah, I mean, I would say something like, you know, I would say something like what's the cost of development, you know? So like basically like to learn all of these secrets and tactics, like I had to do XYZ, you know, I had to go learn all of this, or I had to pay different gurus to teach me this stuff. However, you're not going to pay 5,000 or 4,000 or 2,000, even though, you know, all of this knowledge is worth, you know, it's worth it. You know, if you want to get started today, I've decided to lower the initial investment of the program to only, you know, I don't know, $9.97, but that's still out of reach for most people. You know, that's why, you know, because the program is almost completely digital, I can give you access, and I have 0 shipping costs. I can give you access to the entire program immediately, and I can, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. So I would have a couple different options, like when you have you know, so you have 2 options today, and then like, you know, you could have a button here that basically says yeah, and it has like 2 different squares. Yeah, and then, you know, if you need testimonials or whatever, I would you know, like give it to friends in the industry or whatever and ask them to write some reviews. And I would maybe like break this up with some like subheads. So, oh yeah, that's fine. I just my brain just automatically does this. Huh? I've been doing it for so long. Let's see. So yeah, hopefully this will get you some fast results, and oh no, it's fine. I mean, we're all, you know, we all need help, you know. So well, I'll email this back to you. Yeah, like so right before you ask for the right before you state the price, or right after you state the price, you should put it in the guarantee. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Or I would even have like a photo, you know, like this is, you know, I choose to live wherever I want to, and I'm able to do that because, you know, and here's where I live, you know, let's see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would even make it like sort of like a Andre Chaperone type thing. Let me let's see. Andre has this thing like, here, I'm looking here. Let's see. You can't see where I'm looking, but let me, autoresponder madness. I'm just looking for like the Hollywood story method. Let's see. I'm looking for his, yeah, okay, so this thing right here could work really well. So you see how like it's sort of like a collage. Yeah, so and this sales letter is I'll just paste this in. So this sales letter is let's see where to go. You can see, I'll just make it like really big so you won't miss it. But yeah, I would look at some of the copy on this and sort of see how he's laying out the graphics, because that could be pretty cool. So, all right, man. Well, I'll get this back to you, and yeah, no problem. No problem. Thanks. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Okay, so yeah, okay, so let me share my screen with you really quick. Okay, so first of all, this is the page real quick that I would look at for just, you know, kind of how he's showing the lifestyle. Oh, okay. New share. Let's see, Google Chrome. Can you see that now? Oh, my screen sharing is paused. Sorry. Okay. You should see it. All right. So you can kind of see how he lays this stuff out. It's just interesting to me. But this talks about like the lifestyle that most people would need. Like you need, you know, he talks right here. Show you how to move towards 100,000 a year online. So you can look at this as a model, and then this stuff kind of goes like, you know, it's sort of like a, you know, it's like a long form sales letter that's broken down into pages. But it, you know, I just like it. So yeah, to answer your question about the copywriting, the one that really kind of knocked me out was, and you can get these on Kindle, I think, if you don't want to actually have the physical copies. David Ogilvy, he ran an ad agency for a long time. Ogilvy on Advertising is really good. Kindle, hardcover, and paperback. This is a great book. You know, how to advertise foreign travel. You know, there's just a lot in here. You can also, you know, so it goes through some of these old ads that are great. Shows you kind of the ads that they ran to fill their own advertising agency. They did a lot of branding type stuff with Schweppes and Costa Rica, actually. So that's a great book. Ogilvy on Advertising. Also, the Boron Letters. If you don't have that yet. The Boron Letters was written by Gary Halbert, who's widely considered one of the best copywriters who ever lived. So the boron letters is really good. That is at the high price of 22 whopping dollars. Quite good. Kindle is $10. This is a great book that will, I mean, if I was on a desert island, like this is the stuff that I would take. It's timeless classic. Also, Joe Sugarman, and this is probably the one that I would start with, is the Adweek Copywriting Handbook. And this will give you a really firm foundation of copy and how to actually write the words which sell. The Adweek Copywriter's Handbook. Let's see, I'm looking here for some examples. It might not let me go all the way into the book. Yep, there we go. So it breaks down the whole ad. And these were what we call, I think, space ads. They were like one-page ads in magazines and newspapers, and in the 80s they did really well. And they're all about like big ideas, like pocket radios, and I just love this book. And I actually talked to Joe Sugarman once on the phone. Real cool guy. So that is his stuff, and that's the Adweek Copywriter's Handbook. It's worth its weight in gold. I mean, those 3 or 4 books, you don't need anything else really. It's I'm just trying to get to another ad, but anyway, it's not letting me all the way through. So yeah, that's awesome. The Adweek Copywriting Handbook, Kindle paperback, fantastic. Let's see. So the boron letters. Let's see what else. Also, the GaryHalbertLetter.com, which is free, and very, very invaluable resource, the GaryHalbertLetter.com. So that is some stuff that I think will help. It has certainly helped me, never having gone to school for this stuff. So let's see, I'm going to the chat, and I will paste it into the chat because this stuff is awesome. Okay, there we go. The Gary Halbert letter, and then let's see if this goes in here. Let's see, Ogilvy. Nope. Yeah, so you can just take this one piece and it goes right to the book. You don't need like that whole extra, as long as you have those letters at the end of that title. It'll go to any book. You don't need the whole, you don't need the whole URL. So yeah, that stuff really helped me. Scientific advertising is good. It's a little old school, but that's one that also a lot of people recommend. So hopefully that helps. Let us go to, my email. Yeah, my email is lchiles, like chilies, lchiles@gmail.com is my email. And Jeff, I will look at your opt-in page here. I'm just looking at anything else that came in through. Haley is still here. Yes. Why is it not? Sorry, it keeps scrolling down. Let's look at this real quick, and then Jeff, I'll get to yours. Thank you again, guys, for your patience. Hey, Demir, I sent you, or I just went through some books, and it's all being recorded. So here's Ogilvy on advertising, and then I've gotten some other stuff too. So also this one, Joe Sugarman. The Adweek Copywriting Handbook, which is also one that I would recommend to you. Right there, awesome stuff. Okay, Haley. Let's see. I think you're still here. It says you're here. I like this. It's credibility, U.S. researchers. Very agora of you. Good job. Let's see. Do you know where the researchers were? Yeah, I would just say, like, Harvard research, new research from Harvard indicates weird substance. You even say, like, Harvard researchers, or leading U.S. researchers find weird man-made substance in fat tissue in 48 U.S. states. But yeah, I like this. This is interesting. Makes me want to read. Yeah, it makes me want to read more. The cadaver stuff is crazy too. It's like, what's she talking about? Yeah, pretty gross. I like this. If you can't get for specific, like, researchers at Harvard or researchers at the U.S. Cancer, whatever. Okay. Yeah, so I would say U.S. government researchers uncover man-made substance in fat tissue and stumble upon a secret that shrinks fat cells on the spot. Let's see. Cadavers in 40. Yeah, I would leave this. I would just say U.S. government researchers. Let's see. I think this is excellent. Did you write this? Yeah. Good job. Yeah, I mean, it's educational. Yeah, I think this is fine. Are you running this to cold traffic or to your list, or? Yeah. Yeah. So the only thing I would change is make it as specific as possible. So instead of U.S. researchers, so new information from the U.S. government uncovers weird substance in fat tissues. There's a way to, my brain is sort of fried, but if you let me think about it for a day or so. But so yeah, I think so armed with research from the United States government, we can now easily and safely shrink away dangerous fat cells. Imagine dramatically cutting your calories while still feeling full and satisfied. And I would say something like, so that's when you make that claim, I would back that up and say, like, you might have think this is a stretch and hard to imagine. I would have thought so too, until I found the research with backed up all of these claims and tried it for myself. So if you have some type of personal story, then that's where this would go, which it looks like you do. Let's see. You were 8 pounds. I was 1 pound. 1 pound 2 ounces. Yeah, I was 3.5 months premature. So, yeah. So, lucky to be here. Yeah, let me look at this. But I think what you have so far is excellent. Yeah, good job. Sure. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. If you just email me after this, my email is right here. So it's just lchilds@gmail. Yeah, and I'll look at it. No problem. Yeah, and I'll look at this too. But it looks great. I don't. Yeah, good job. Let's see, Eric. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip you. It's actually a insane conspiracy to skip you this whole time. So. Yeah. What is your... What would you like me to look at here? Or... Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing I think is... Let me look at this real quick.
If you have Graves' disease and are looking to avoid radioactive iodine and restore your health naturally by addressing the underlying cause of your condition, then this video presentation may just be the most important one you'll ever watch. Because during the next few minutes you are going...
Okay, first thing, I would test just this part and the video, and then take away the rest of this copy. Okay. Right. What's the price? And like, do you have a list of people that are like interested in this subject right now, or? Right. Yeah, I mean, I think this option could work as far as like direct to, add to direct to sale. I would maybe do like a lead magnet where you can collect their email address. Uh, okay. Yeah, show me. Show me that. Yeah, take your time. All right, cool. I'm looking at it. Free video reviews, volume, avoiding outside of treatment, removing your Graves' disease triggers could be a single. Yeah, I would just say something like, let me see. What everyone in America, or what everyone who suffers with Graves' disease wishes they knew about iodine treatment. Right. Breaking news about Graves' disease and iodine treatment. So, what everyone who is looking for a natural Graves' disease treatment wishes they knew. Free video shows you brand new information for getting rid of radioactive, an important free report for those who are worried about radiation treatment and Graves' disease. Right. So something that kind of triggers them where they are, before you consider radiation for Graves' disease, watch this video. And then it goes through, so I'm thinking like in terms of Facebook ads, do you suffer from Graves' disease? Read this important update, Yeah, it just depends on. I mean, I would maybe run it as like a newsfeed ad. So it's like, you know, uh, easy way to avoid, worried about radioactive iodine treatment. Watch this breakthrough presentation. Um, you know, ensure your future. Worried about your future health. Here's how to avoid radioactive iodine. So I don't know exactly how much you could fit on the headline. Of course, probably less would be better, but I would basically put it into a free report or some type of breaking news if there's something that urgent or that they need to know right away. If there's like the 5 free video reveals the 5 biggest myths about radioactive treatment and Graves' disease. So something like maybe if you have like a step-by-step checklist, if you have some type of 5 warning signs for Graves' disease and radiation treatment, free video, free new case study on radioactive iodine treatment and natural cures for Graves' disease. So there's a lot of stuff you can play with here, but really it needs to be about the big problem, which is watch this video before you try iodine treatment. New 15-minute video exposes iodine treatments. you know, watch it here. So that's the type of stuff that I would go into. You know, even looking at like AOL again for, let's see. So this one right here, Clinton predicted to skirt major issue in debate. You could say iodine treatment, you know, iodine treatment, is iodine treatment hiding something, you know, terrible? Let's see. Should you get, so this one, why aren't 45 plus homeowners using HARP? Should you get iodine treatment for Graves' disease? Calculate your risk in new video, you know. So this could be something that could work. Let's see. New iodine research, or new iodine facts suddenly discovered, you know, or something. Unexpected, doggone it. Unexpected news for Graves' disease. Unexpected news affects Graves' disease sufferers, right? So see if the rumors are true. You know, is there really a natural Graves' disease antidote? You know, see if the rumors are true. Let's see, reasons why your Graves' disease hasn't gone away. New video offers insight into natural cure. So this one right here, many Graves' disease sufferers are enraged after they find out what this dangerous procedure is doing to them. Get the facts here. So all that stuff could work for headlines. I think testing. Yeah, I'd agree with 20 to 30%. You know, and that could be the template too, you know, that you're using. I found like unbounce works really well. So let me see if this is the right thing. Yeah, it's not. I don't know where it went, but yeah, like Frank Hearn uses this unbounce template. I think this is still the same one, but it might not be. Yeah, so you know, so you could kind of maybe knock this off, like the future of Graves' disease, you know, or the future of whatever, or you know, breaking news about XYZ, and then you have this like report here. Here's what the 4 things they get in the video. So this was getting like 60% to cold traffic, and of course, yeah, you know, and this is like to people that sort of don't know who he is, but this template works really well. And this is an unbounce. Unbounce is like $50 a month. So some layout like this could maybe work, but at the same time, I think it's really about the copy. But maybe this is something new they haven't seen yet. So I would test that, and then basically you could go into like, again, Newsmax, and then look at the far right hand side. Also has some cool stuff. Let's see, where is it? I don't know where. Yeah, here we go. You won't believe what Trump just said about gold. You won't believe what natural cures could exist for Graves' disease. Let's see. Is this weird? You know, yeah, you get it. Is radioactive iodine good for your body? Question mark. New video exposes the truth for Graves' disease sufferers. The shockingly easy fix. No surgery required for Graves' disease. And all these are, you know, is radiation a ticking time bomb, or a great solution? And then if you click this, then this goes to, I think like an opt-in form, or maybe it's a VSL. They're always VSLs. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Legally build an AR-15 off the books, no paperwork. So, you know, ethically stop dangerous radioactive, you know, avoid dangerous radioactive surgery. Legal loophole found, you know. So there's all kinds of ideas that you can test. Why Graves' disease sufferers are dumping radiation for this solution, right? And then it goes through the video, predict your savings, blah, 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 blah. So this is another opt-in type of form. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, jump off. And it's like a two-step, that's interesting. Two-step form. What they're gonna get, 18 pages of insider information, you know, 15 minutes of insider information on Graves' disease cures. We're giving it away at no cost or obligation to you. Inside you'll learn the awesome 4 things, you know, protect against radiation, you know, it's not needed even though every hospital recommends it. Protect your heart from whatever. So just benefits. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I would test. Yeah, I do. I mean, I would test one or the other. Obviously, you could test both at the same time, like the video and then the opt-in, or the video up top and then all the copy below. But I would test one or the other. Usually one outperforms the other. I would test the VSL versus just the text. And I would maybe just indoctrinate them a little bit more. So the chances that you're going to get a lot of people to convert to like just the sales video are slim, just because these people don't know who you are and you're asking them for money right away. So you might want to put this stuff into like a free report where it's like the 5 things that, you know, the government doesn't want you to know about Graves' disease cures, right? And then, or pharmaceutical industry or whatever. And then that is just like a PDF that they get and they could download it. And then the basic call to action at the end of the report is go watch this video. But giving them some value up front, you know, even positioning it as a tutorial, you know, and being like, hey, grab a pen and paper real quick. I want to show you something that's working really well for people that are suffering from Graves' disease. You give some awesome content up front that they can actually go use. And then you transition into the offer, you know. So like 5 or 10 minute tutorial with a pitch at the end. Like, hey, if you like this type of thing and you see value and you don't want to go into, you know, hey, you're watching this video and you're a really smart person who doesn't want to get poisoned by a pharmaceutical company or your local hospital. That's why you're perfect for the natural cure solution I put together. Here's how it works and how you can get involved for a fraction of what they would charge you to pump radiation into your body, you know, so. Yep. I mean, I would still do what you're doing. I would just give them some value up front that educates and gives them something that, you know, like here's the 3 types of radiation the hospital will want you to get, and here's why that's a terrible idea. You know, so some type of educational training that they can get involved with, and then basically say, you know, in some type of tutorial, like, hey, I want to show you something that's working really well right now for my clients and customers who suffer from Graves' disease. You know, I'm Dr. So and so, and you know, for the last XYZ years I've practiced, and you know, I hate to see people getting this radiation when there's no need. Not only is it incredibly expensive, but it's incredibly harmful. And then you would give them some type of content or some type of education. You know, like, here's why the government, or here's why pharmaceutical companies or your local doctor, though well-meaning as they are, recommends you get radiation, and here's what you can do about it. You know, so you know, if you'd like a faster way to get these results, then you should get this thing that I've made. You know, so some type of educational content. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think like 1 to 3%. You know, I mean, I think it's probably even better to maybe split to do like the digital you know, you could even try both things. Like the digital marketer way is to like do it really cheap, like a $7 front end. So you could take some part of your training and split it off into like a really quick win for them for like $7. Like, you know, get my report on, you know, the 3 hospitals to never go to, or whatever, something that you can split off from the main product, and then basically upsell them into that $47 thing on the back end. Or, you know, you could say, you know, follow Todd's thing, which is something a little bit more expensive on the front end, and then maybe have like an upsell that's like half of that $47 or something. You know, like a $47 front end and a $27 upsell, or a $17 upsell, or but yeah, I think until you do some more indoctrination, it's going to be harder for you to just start making sales off the bat. You know, you're going to have to direct them to an email campaign or something which educates them who you are, like why they should trust you. You know, otherwise it's going to be more difficult for you to kind of go from a Facebook ad to a $47 sale. Not impossible, but difficult. Yeah, man, no problem. Well, guys, we are at the 3-hour mark. So if anyone has any other questions, I would recommend that you email me, because I am out of brain power. But again, thank you so much for being patient. If I didn't get to anybody, feel free to email me at lchiles@gmail.com. I will get you answers within the next 24 hours. And that's all I know. Thank you so much for being here, and for participating. I hope you got a lot of value from it. I'm Lawton Chiles. The CNN debate is in full swing. So, you know, if you care about American politics, you can go watch that. These people are not good salesmen, by the way. So, anyway, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.